Hey guys, welcome to another Live at 5. Tonight I want to chat just for a few moments about whether you should choose a team or an individual to represent you as you buy and sell a home. So what type of brokerage and broker do you want to work with? Now this is just kind of a generalization because obviously there are some great individual agents and there are some that are not so great. Same thing with teams. You might have a great team, you might luck out, you might have a bad team. So I'm just talking in generalities. What is the difference? What makes the difference with what you're dealing with? I've been in real estate, I'm coming up on 15 years and spent the first half pretty much on my own, and the second half I've been managing a fabulous little team. So when I think of real estate, and this is the biggest transaction, biggest financial decision most people make, one of the issues I think of is that you need to treat it like a profession. If you're going to go into surgery, or you're going to do a lawsuit, or you're picking these people to represent you on high-end situations, real estate is not something you should just choose somebody because they're your friend who got into real estate, or it's your aunt, or these kinds of answers. When you look at real estate as a business, and one of the most important decisions you're going to make financially, interviewing the team or individual is a huge deal. So let's go back to the idea of doing it on your own. The issue I had, and the reason I changed from an individual to an agent, is because I'm really good at some things. And then there's other things I'm okay at, right? I'm okay at, but I'm not a rock star at all aspects of real estate. And I think you deserve rock star status throughout the transaction. Now, we're not always going to make those goals, but we're always going to shoot for those goals and to improve. Well, if you think about this, if you go to the dentist and you've got the x-ray technician checking your teeth, right? And then you go in and you have the dental assistant cleaning you and all this. And then at the end, the dentist comes in. If that dentist had to run around while all those patients are sitting there and be physically in place while you're getting your, doing the x-rays and doing the cleanings and doing this, their mindset and their ability to really do what they need to do, which is evaluate the work that's been done on your teeth, evaluate the x-rays and do all that. In my opinion, they're frazzled, they're too busy, and they're not the person I want working on my teeth. Even with surgery, you think about it there. Half the time, I've been in surgery a couple times, I didn't even meet the surgeon until I got to the hospital that morning. Both the anesthesiologist and the surgeon I met the morning of the surgery. So when you look at teams that way, you realize, my life is in their hands. 100% they're putting me under on the table and cutting me open. I am trusting these people, but all the other people, if I had to say to that surgeon, hey, why weren't you there to draw my blood? Hey, surgeon, why weren't you there when they were checking the labs? And why didn't you do that for me? Why weren't you watching out for me when I first started with this process? That surgeon would never be able to actually do their job at a high level. And that's my issue. As I've had to reevaluate this, a situation came up where I was challenged on this recently with a client. So here's the situation. The client was frustrated with the fact that I didn't personally attend the inspection. And I am always willing to kind of reevaluate and change and grow and all those things. So I had to think about that. Should I have been there? Now we have another agent there representing. We go over the inspection. I look at the inspection with them. I advocate for them. That's my job. And all these different things. So here's what I had to say. I said, no, it was when you're buying a home, I have an agent who can show you the home. I'm there for all questions. I'm there for the inspections. I'm there to negotiate. That's my job. And if I run around to all the inspections, and if I open up all of the doors, by the time when you really need me in a crunch, when you're like, whoa, what about this contract timeline or this or that, I'm going to be mentally spent, and I'm not going to have the ability to give you the stellar service you deserve. Now, the other thing with inspections is because this particular person was like, well, you would have, they made the assumption, I won't say they said this exactly, but basically they implied, you should have seen my home and noticed that the decking isn't done right and that there's holes in the carpet and all of this. Again, part of Your team, when you buy a home, is not just your real estate agent. The title company, the escrow officer, the lender, the appraiser, the inspector. That is your team. If I went out as a real estate broker and said to you, that siding, that doesn't look good to me. That's a problem. There's the problem, because I am working outside the scope of my expertise. If I'm giving you that kind of advice, who am I to tell you that siding or that deck looks bad? That is so beyond what I should ever be saying. And sometimes realtors step into it and try to overrepresent because they know. That's not my job. My job is to know that you are a competent and capable person, and I have, clearly the court says so because you can sign the contract, and I have inspectors that other clients have told me they've had good experiences with. And those are who I'll send you their names and numbers. I never say they're my inspectors. I don't have any, sideways deals going on with anybody. So they're not my inspectors. I don't choose them. You as a competent person need to be comfortable with the inspector that you choose, because they are your representative when it comes to asking for that. It's our job and my job to assist you with asking in legal terms for exactly what you want and keeping it within the timelines. So every day, any day, I would want a team. Any day of the week. Now, I would interview the team. I would ask who the admin are, who are the people, and who's going to be the team that's supporting me through this process. But any day of the week, I'm going to choose a team over an individual, only because I know personally, as a realtor for half of my career on my own, I did well, but I was tired. And even though I was able to stay up with it, nobody is 100% in every area, you guys. I hire people who are better than me. That is always my goal. Someone who's better at me than admin, and someone who's better than me at marketing, and someone who's better than me at staying energized by opening doors. My energy comes from negotiating and advocating and coaching, and I know where my energy is. And so that's where I focus. And that's what I love. And that's what builds an awesome team. I mean, if we were living in Little House on the Prairie days, I get the idea. Is it Doc Baker? Is that his name, on Little House on the Prairie? I mean, I like the idea that I could be there through the whole transaction, sitting by your side during the inspection, at the appraisal, at all of these things. But really, it's not in your best financial interest for me to be there. Because unlike Little House on the Prairie, we're not dealing with, you're not paying me in chickens, okay? You're not giving the homeowner a couple of eggs and a handshake. This is a legal transaction. You want the best. You deserve the best. So choose a team where all the players are good at doing the best at their portion of it, and just recognize what that means is it might feel a little more like a professional transaction than a personal engagement. And that's the confusion, is real estate is often still seen as a personal engagement. I love the people I work with, but I am more committed to them professionally in that moment and personally later. So like a surgeon, like an attorney, like a dentist, like any professional, my focus is on your fiduciary outcome and how you do. All right, you guys, have a great day. Bye.